Tell me, Cal Kestis, why lead when they won't follow? Why fight when you can't win? What is your next move, Jedi?
I have been a Star Wars fan for as long as I can remember. It's only been in the last 10 years I have debated how I feel about this beloved IP. It is crazy how fast the Star Wars universe has evolved following its acquisition by the Disney Corporation. While I have enjoyed some of the series on Disney Plus and moments of the latest film trilogy, it is not surprising that, in my humble opinion, Star Wars content needs a moment to breathe. Division within the fanbase is evident, as I had been mildly disappointed with what has been presented from a galaxy far, far away. Strangely, in the realm of video games, stories in the Star Wars universe are reaching new audiences. Respawn Entertainment released their game Jedi Fallen Order in 2019. In the shoes of Cal Kestis, a Jedi on the run following Order 66, it was an incredible game to play and reignited my enjoyment of the Star Wars franchise. The announcement of a sequel was inevitable and got me excited to return to this universe. To celebrate its first anniversary, I have put together a video to share my thoughts. This is my review of Star Wars Jedi Survivor. The story of Jedi Survivor picks up 5 years after the events of Fallen Order. Jedi Knight Cal Kestis searches for a place where any surviving Jedi can reside. With his droid companion BD-1, Cal reunites with former crew members of the Mantis, including Grease, Seer, and Merrin. Along with new allies, they return traveling across the galaxy, collecting memories of the past to secure a peaceful future for all. Meanwhile, the Empire continues to hunt Jedi and rebels. Cal will fight against new enemies, including Senator Daho Sejan and Dark Jedi Dagan Gera. Joining Cal are ZNA-4, a High Republic droid, and Bode, a rebel filled with ambition and vengeance. This tragic character shares a unique friendship with Cal, and it becomes tested when his real motives are questioned. Actor Cameron Monaghan returns to deliver another incredible performance as Cal Kestis. His portrayal, in my opinion, cements this titular character as one of the best in modern Star Wars. His understanding of what it truly means to be a Jedi becomes conflicted as the player moves through the story. His relationships with other characters are evident through interactions and gameplay. Bode will join Cal in combat, strengthening their dynamic and exploring their history. Merrin, a surviving member of the Night Sister clan of Dathomir, also joins Cal during some missions. Her relationship with Cal delivered the heartwarming moments of the game. It is perhaps one of the most beautifully written relationships I have seen portrayed in Star Wars. It is highly recommended to play Jedi Fallen Order to fully experience both the story and character developments. Don't stress if you have not. There is a brief recap, easily accessible in the main menu. It is the most visually stunning story recap of a video game I have ever seen. Following up from the previous game, the story of Jedi Survivor is the darkest by far. heavy story exposition occurred during the game's first couple of hours. However, the character dialogues seamlessly blend in. It is, in my view, a well-paced narrative in a video game. In contrast to Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor has much bigger worlds to explore. There are more planets to visit, and levels are deeply expansive. Fans of Star Wars may recognize familiar locations while also introduced to new detailed maps. Traversal through these levels is primarily done on foot. Cal can also climb, slide, and run across many spots. There is also an option to ride creatures Cal will meet on his journey. Solving puzzles can also unlock new locations too. Planet Kobo becomes the central base Cal will frequently visit throughout the main campaign. It connects to other secret spots. Players can do side quests and encounter difficult boss fights. One side quest involves bounty hunting, which I highly recommend to check out as big surprises will unfold. Completing side quests rewards players with rare resources and extra skill points. To visit other planets, the Mantis can be used to fast travel through hyperspace. Quicker loading times are demonstrated here, delivering a cinematic feel, like watching another Star Wars film, fast wipes and all. Another form of fast travel is meditation points. Scattered across the levels of the world maps, players can quickly get around specific areas. Upgraded abilities may require Cal to return to these areas to uncover hidden treasures and more. Meditation chambers are secret locations where players solve puzzles using the Force and other special abilities. They range in difficulty, and during my playthrough often caused frustration, gathered how confusing solving these chambers can be. In the end, they are worth it. Additional skill points, upgraded perks, and special customization parts are among the many rewards players can receive. On a grand scale, Jedi Survivor had many beautiful environments. During gameplay, there were times I admired the worlds and characters between combat and cutscenes. The developers at Respawn Entertainment had stepped up in the art and presentation of this game. I was impressed by the dazzling colors and special effects, bringing every fine detail of the Star Wars universe to life. My first playthrough of the main story took around 21 hours to complete. If you played Jedi Fallen Order, the gameplay mechanics are very much the same. Being the Jedi Knight, Cal can wield a lightsaber. His moves consist of attacking, blocking, and parrying against enemies. Single blades, double blades, and dual wielding return from the first game. A cross-guard lightsaber, similar to Kylo Ren's from The Force Awakens, is a welcome addition. Cal can also use a blaster, paying homage to Han Solo. Players can change stances to get a variety of moves in combat. Getting a feel for each stance comes with practice through training sessions. Freely decide how you want to be the best Jedi you can be. Players can also customize the look of Cal from hairstyles and facial hair. Costumes also varied by design.
You haven't mentioned a poncho. Will there be a poncho in the game? I agreed to be in the second game if there was a poncho. Poncho. It's mostly poncho. It's 99% poncho. Leave the stage until we find out whether or not there's a poncho.
Well, you're not going to get an answer.
Well, first thing I noticed is he's not wearing a poncho.
Cameron!
Right.
To my greatest excitement, the collection of ponchos looked wonderful. In addition to customization, workbenches are stations where the look of your lightsaber can change. From design palettes to lightsaber colors, these parts can be found by scavenging the many worlds of Jedi Survivor. BD1 also gets customization upgrades. Various parts can also be found, giving players to freely design their droid friend. Skill points are rewarded to players through combat and traversal achievements. They can be spent to upgrade Cal's abilities. Categorized by survival, lightsaber, and force, players can allocate their skills in whatever way suits their gameplay experience. While Cal will receive other abilities during the story, such as a grappling hook and dash jumping, the skill tree opens many options to learn new lightsaber moves. It can also improve Cal's health bar or strengthen his force powers. Accessing the skill tree is done via the Jedi meditation points. Apart from fast travel, using these points can restore health and respawn enemies. Depending on gameplay difficulty, players can decide how they wish to spend their skill points, offering a wide range of moves to perform. Once again, Star Wars Jedi Survivor is a beautiful looking game. Amongst the hundreds of locations, I spent my second playthrough taking many screenshots. Photo mode was a straightforward process in this game. Pausing the menu offers this feature. As with all photo modes in video games, it did take a while to get used to the mechanics and its features. Over time, there was an ease to capturing gorgeous in-game moments. I tried my best to capture gameplay action and amazing scenery to illustrate the incredible art of this game. Like with Jedi Fallen Order, the soundtrack of Jedi Survivor added to that feel of really watching a new Star Wars film. Reminiscent of John Williams' immaculate film score, Stephen Barton and Gordy Haab have done an incredible job heightening the game's emotions in both cutscenes and gameplay moments. It is a score that I could easily listen to, and it would immediately bring me back into the world of Star Wars. Released back in April 2023, Star Wars Jedi Survivor was met with mixed reviews. The common feedback surrounded the game's technical performance. Playing on the PlayStation 5, I noticed a few issues during my first playthrough. Visual glitches such as shaky characters, objects randomly appearing, and failed responses from the controller were among those issues. The PC version had reported frame rate issues, and following multiple updates, I am happy to report that during my second playthrough, Jedi Survivor had become a smoother game to play after a year. Star Wars Jedi Survivor was an incredible game, surpassing its predecessor. Despite some minor technical faults, everything that was expected about a Star Wars game was delivered and entertained me from start to finish. With a captivating story and lovable characters, this dark chapter in the Star Wars universe was wonderfully executed, thanks to the hard work of the developers at Respawn Entertainment. Following the conclusion of my first playthrough, I had a sneaky suspicion that there could be one more chapter to be told. I am hopeful that Cal Kestis will return and finish his story. Overall, I am satisfied with one of the best things to have come out in this modern age of Star Wars. Regardless of whether this adventure will continue or not, more stories are yet to be told in the realm of video games. As of recording, Star Wars Outlaws, a new video game by Ubisoft, dropped its trailer, with an expected release later this year. Until I see gameplay footage, I am curious on how this game will perform. Star Wars Jedi Survivor is now available on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Windows, Xbox Series X and S, and Xbox One.
And the one thing I also want to say to people is, maybe try to find a poncho?
And that is my review of Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please check out my channel for more. If you played Star Wars Jedi Survivor, what did you think of the game? Feel free to comment below. This is Pearl signing out, and may the Force be with you.